Hello Capricorns, welcome to your August 2015 tarot reading. So I am doing this reading on the 19th of July, so we are going to get some residual energy, but pretty much the most of the cards are going to be relevant for August 2015. So in terms of finances, let's talk about that first and get that out of the way because I do feel a little bit of worries that might have come through like the end of July. So let's talk about that first. I don't feel that you're going to have to worry. There is definitely a financial uptick, okay? And I know a lot of you are very resourceful anyways, but there is a financial increase. So we're going from a 9 to a 10, and then all the Pentacles card in general are very favorable. We do have the King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, and all of these indicate to me that, a lot of financial abundance, a lot of stabilizing energy on your finance sector as well. And it indicates, first of all, this card is one of leisure activity, having enough financial gains or having enough financial backing in which you can really enjoy yourself, in which you can like go out and have do leisure activities, and you don't have to worry about being, in a place of lack. Okay, so this is like a card of also an entrepreneur, somebody who's self-employed, somebody who has investment properties, or even who has stocks and bonds saved up, and the money is making itself. It's basically like money growing on trees. So that's just to indicate how much financial abundance that you have. So all the Pentacles card are in the upright position. The people are in the upright position as well. So you're actually in a really good place for this month. So let's look at this cluster first, because I do feel the King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, they're both showing up like this. Usually I would read them as you, and in this situation I normally would read it as you. However, because we have this card which indicates family, I do feel an element of family coming in, possibly your whoever it is that you consider, your traditional parents, okay? So I do feel like a mother, a father influence is going to be needed in order to stabilize you for this month. I do feel that a lot of you, your father figure is somebody who is very like cerebral. It's very like systematic, very methodical, and it's somebody who really cares about other people, but cares in a very detached manner. Your mom, on the other hand, is very nurturing. Okay, so a lot of you are have parents that are of that dichotomy, and I know it sounds like stereotypical, gender roles, but what I do feel is the father figure actually for this month is going to be able to show his maternal, his loving side, okay? And he's not going to do it with words. He's going to do it through actions. And I do feel that there is a deepening in the love relationships that you have with family members in general. And I do feel there are going to be opportunities for family reunions, for family members to come into the picture to provide to provide guidance, to provide like emotional support. We do have a troublesome energy that's coming through, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I do feel that element of family nurturing and sustaining you through a rough period is going to be in order for this week. So because of it, whatever situations you have to contend with for this month is going to be okay. So keep that in mind, okay? Family support is the one sure way in which you can rebuild yourself, in which you can find the strength to move on. So there's that element of like a lot of communication, possibly being in the presence of your parents, for those of you who don't live with your parents anymore, who have moved out and are now like kind of coming into contact with parents. I do feel family element is going to be like front and center for this month, mainly because they're the central cards, and you're not going to be operating at your best. I don't feel like I feel that this reunion comes on the heels of some family crisis, okay? So that's coming through as well. And I do feel that a lot of you might not have planned this trip to go home to see the family members, especially your parents. but you're going to have to because of some upsetting news surrounding the family unit and people around relatives, family unit, and something like that. So financially, not to worry at all. I do feel that you're making more than enough. So taking this trip would be very good for you to replenish yourself and to also get the emotional support that you need. Because I do feel like a little bit of a shakiness, like wavering in your resolve coming through like the second and third weeks of the month, in which you're kind of doubting the direction that your life is taking. And you're kind of there's a sense of regret coming through that you don't really know how to verbalize, how to process. So having somebody who's known you since childhood is going to be able to give you the proper guidance because they know what you're about. And I do sense for a lot of you, Capricorn men and women, in general, you put on a very, very tough demeanor. I mean, you have a lot of inner strength and you put on a very, very tough front. But I do feel that your parents, there is a very strong sense of intuition about them. They're able to see the facade. They know when you're suffering, and they're not going to be, just turning a blind eye. They're going to show you through actions how much you mean to them, okay? And they know exactly how to get you out of your funk. In general, I would sense that there might be a sense of repairs needed in your family's house, in your parents' house, that they're not directly asking you for it, but I do feel that you are going to chip in to help them with the repairs, to give them the financial, backing that they need in order to get something done. It could be a project, it could be just, giving them a loan so that they can start a new business, so that they can have something built up for themselves. So to me, in general, I feel that it looks favorable, okay, because I don't sense any lies, deception, and I don't sense that they're coming to ask you for money. I don't feel that. And I do feel that, with the father figure, there's a lot of pride associated with it. So he will not ask. So it's up to you to, like, use your intuitive sense and to gauge needs and assess needs even when the other people don't ask, okay? Because it takes a lot of it's difficult for parents to ask their children for money, and in general, I do feel that a lot of parents, they've seen you when you're young, and they've always been the one to take care of you. So when it's like a role reversal, it's very difficult for them to take, and it's a blow to the ego, I would say. So try to gauge needs and assess needs, and find out if you have the money to spare. I do feel that you do, and come to their rescue if needed, okay? So in general, in terms of relationship, I do feel that a lot of you might be in contact with another earth sign, okay? So there is going to be an earth sign in your midst, and like I said, the same applies. This person is going to be there for you through it, in terms of romance, friendships, and things like that, significant relationships. I do feel this person is going to be there to nurture you, and I don't sense like troubles in the relationship sector at all. I don't feel it at all. There's a little bit of trepidation in terms of family reunions. I feel though you're kind of excited about it because we do have this, sorrow and regret, but it's in the reverse position, so a lot of it is coming to an end. And I do feel like previous work projects too, they're starting to pay out. So you're coming across a lot of money, and I do feel this payout happened like around the end of July. So right at this point, even though that work project wasn't very enjoyable, at least financially it paid off, and if anything, it's also like a good resume booster for a lot of you, and it is going to bring in new financial opportunities as well. So it looks very good. So let's now talk about this troublesome two cards. So we do have the Tower and the Nine of Swords. These are not great cards to get in succession because this does indicate emotional turmoil, and for a lot of clients this also indicates like depression, not being able to sleep, being plagued by your own thoughts, and cycling through like worst case scenarios in your head. and trying to figure out, what happened. So the Tower, it does indicate, the fall from grace, and it does indicate like a very, very quick, rapid shakeup in your emotional state, and you might not know what to do. You might not know where to turn because everything happens so suddenly, and you're kind of at a loss for words. Okay, so in the positive sense, I do feel that for a lot of you, it could be related to your work environment, mainly because it's under a Pentacles card. And for this month, I feel that, the financial situation itself is escalating. So what this indicates to me as well is, possibly being promised a promotion and then having that promotion rescinded, being promised a job and having it rescinded. So then you're kind of like in a state of distress because you were counting on it, and you were hoping for a lot of your a lot of your plans for the future was like dependent on this job, and as a result, you're just kind of baffled as to what to do next, okay? I do feel if the Tower indicates like a fall, an accident, and things like that, I do feel there is an element of children involved in your family, like a younger sibling, a younger cousin, nephew, nieces, somebody like a younger energy involved in this accident. And I do sense that I don't feel that it's life threatening or anything like that, but it is a little bit distressing because it's coming through as during a time of family celebration, a family gathering, when a lot of people are in the picture, and then this situation happened. So the one thing I would say is turn to one another for support, and I do feel obviously you are going to do that. I do sense, if it's a situation in which like a younger person is causing trouble, like they might be drinking a little bit too much and causing like turmoil, or causing like what is that, like scandal in a family, it could be problematic in that regard. So just, keep yourself calm. Try to de-escalate the situation by drawing attention away from it, okay? And cause a distraction, and have somebody run in and grab that person, and walk them out of the room to mitigate the effects. I feel that that's it could be like somebody drinking too much and then spilling like a family secret. That tends to happen when family gatherings occur, so that's something to keep an eye out for. I do sense that, seeing the beginning of the week and the end of the week, the financial situation itself is still the same. So, if anything, you are escalating from an 8 to a queen. So, it's not going to be troublesome or problematic for you. And I don't feel that this energy is going to permeate all through the week. It's just a very quick flash in the pan, and then it's gone, okay? But I do sense that it might be related to younger children, like younger people in your family, so be careful about that, all right? I do feel as well there are going to be news of exes from the past, and I do feel that it's bringing in the initial, bouts of sorrow, but you're going to get over it. And exes from the past cycling through is completely normal, actually, because we do have like the Venus retrograde, so that forces us to re-examine our past, that forces us to kind of confront a lot of the issues that might have caused the relationships in the past to fall apart. So that's completely normal. This is a healthy time for you to I guess revisit it in your head, mentally, not physically. I don't feel that physically things are going to serve you well, because a lot of you are in a good place. So for those of you who are dating like water signs, especially, I'm getting water signs with this moon card. I do feel that situation is going to be well, it needs to be left behind, and I've been saying this for Capricorns for quite some time. And I do feel that a lot of clarity in general is definitely coming through regarding exes, regarding people from your past in general, not just confined to water signs, but I do feel they are all being left behind because you're going through a phase right now where you're actually going to be like, you're going to be okay on your own, and if anything, you're more happy to be on your own. All the cards are very solitary, so I do feel that this is not such a great relationship-oriented month. But for those of you who are like in stable, monogamous types of relationship, I do feel an element of family incorporation, like meeting your spouse, your significant others, or your boyfriend or girlfriend's family members for the first time is indicated here because of this family gathering. And I do sense at the same time that it looks very favorable. I mean, you're going to gain the love and adoration of your in-laws, and your parents are going to love whoever it is that you're bringing around. So it looks really good to me. So don't shy away from family gatherings for any reason. If you feel like um, drunk Uncle Bob's going to be there, so you'd rather avoid that, I would say just make a go for it and make the most of it, because when it comes to family, we only have like a limited amount of time with them, and it's different generations all stuck in one room together. So a lot of the time tempers might flare, but at the same time it's a great learning experience because you have people from all different generations, and the positive manifestation of that is one generation learning from the next. So it's a very fulfilling type of interaction. So, let that happen for yourself, okay? There's always a lot to learn from other people who might be of a different age group. Regardless of whether or not we think that's true, but I do feel in general, when different generations get together, it's always a learning experience, okay? And it's a good exchange in general, especially if you're from like a multicultural type of environment. It's a great time to learn from one another in every way possible. So, aside from that, I do feel that, it's not going to be a chaotic or a kinetic month for you. I feel more than anything, a lot of leisure time is going to be indicated, mainly because of, the first and the last cards. They indicate to me, standing firm in your ground, reclaiming your territory. A lot of you have been doing that, and you're doing that just fine. As an earth sign, I don't feel that, Capricorns are like have boundary issues. Okay, so I don't sense that. So a lot of you are just taking a step back, sitting back and reflecting more than anything. So the work front, it doesn't look too busy to me. And in terms of finances, everything looks very favorable for you. So the only thing I would say is to watch out for is this situation in which tempers might flare up during a family reunion, okay? And it is going to be related to like marginally to possibly drinking a little bit too much, and a younger entity within your household, like cousins, siblings, and things like that, nieces, nephew, a child is indicated because I do have two cards that signify children here, and possibly like secrets coming out, possibly things being revealed about this child, or even like an aunt or an uncle's divorce, or a cousin and the cousin's spouse's divorce, something like that, something within your household family, but it's not in your immediate household. So aside from those things, I do feel that a little bit of repairs or expenditures from your parents' household would be indicated as well, okay? So I'm not getting like overly romantic cards with this spread, except from that, we do have the King and the Queen of Pentacles, which indicates to me like a very harmonious, stable relationship with your significant other. So whoever it is that you've been in a stable, kind of a healthy relationship with, I do feel like this is a month in which, you and your significant other, whoever it is you're dating, are kind of like reaching that stage in with which you are like meeting one another halfway, or seeing things eye to eye, or having a very strong intuitive link with one another as well. So this card itself indicates to me, in the upright position, it indicates victory. But in the reverse, it's like not willing to settle for a victory if other people are at other people's expense. Okay, so this is a very, very It's a card that indicates like personal integrity, moral integrity, and just your moral obligation to humanity and to your fellow man. So not taking like an offer, especially like a job offer, if it was promised to somebody else, and that other person is like taking care of 3 kids and they really need that job. So a lot of you have to like grapple with a moral dilemma for this month regarding finances, what it is that you're letting yourself do in order to make money, and what it is that you're willing to compromise on. So this moral dilemma is going to be something that permeates through the month. But it is a mental energy. I don't feel that there's any physical pain associated with it. And I do feel a lot of you too are going to make the right choice, because you're showing up here in the upright position in which you're kind of mulling this moral dilemma over. You might be given a promotion to do something that you're not completely fond of, or to do something that you feel doesn't align with your values, with your beliefs, with your outlook, and with your life path. You're mulling it over, and I do feel that you are going to be guided by family members, especially those people that you turn to for mentorship, and they're going to guide you towards the right direction, which is that you're not going to compromise your integrity if it hurts you. If you're not going to do something that hurts other people, and that's what you're going to conclude this month with. So it's a very beautiful energy overall. Okay, I'm going to pull out a few more cards just to see if there are special messages regarding love coming through. I don't get it too much with this initial spread. So let's see. Okay, well, in terms of love, things are looking good. So we have the Three of Cups, which is a card of celebration. I love seeing this card, especially upright. You don't want to see it reverse, but I enjoy seeing this card upright, because it does indicate to me like harmony, stability, happiness, and celebration. So I do feel the celebration itself, like I'm looking at this specifically for the love sector. And so I do feel a very harmonious energy, which is also corroborated by the king and the queen. They all have their own space. They have a lot of time, alone for contemplation. And because of it, they can come back and, meet each other. So it's not a claustrophobic relationship. It's not a needy relationship in which you have to be together all the time. The kings and the queens are both very, very independent entities. So whoever it is that you're in a relationship with now, I do feel this relationship has potential for, marriage, for stability, for long-term commitment, because you're not encroaching on one another's space. You're giving each other room to breathe, and you're being supportive from afar. And they're both pentacles suit. So I would say like even though whoever it is that you're dating might be of a different sign, you're seeing eye to eye on a lot of the same things. And I do feel Capricorns in general, um, being an earth sign, you choose your partners quite carefully. And I do feel at this point, after the ex is not working out and things like that, I do feel at this point that you're going to aim for somebody who is more like-minded. Okay, so relationship looks very good. There are also like a lot of opportunities to incorporate your relationship into your household sector, meaning bringing your significant other, your love partner, or whoever it is around your family members, introducing them for the first time and seeing their reaction. So it's a really beautiful energy. At the same time, this card does indicate to me that a lot of social events, going out with friends, announcing to your friends that you're dating one another for the first time. So it's very exciting. And additionally, we have the Chariot. And the Chariot is in the upright position. So I do feel like, vacation trips taken are going to be discussed as well. You might like be able to drive together to go to this family reunion to see your relatives. And overall, it looks really, really enjoyable and stable. And I don't feel travel issues or delays or anything like that is associated with it. But, be prudent, drive very, very slowly. There might be tickets and stuff like that, okay? But overall, finances look good, so you will be able to pay off all those tickets if you need to. So, Capricorn, it is a very, very good month. Don't be scared by this tower situation, because I do feel that it is a moral dilemma that you're going to have to grapple with, okay? And it could be on the work front. I do feel it is greatly linked to the work situation regarding how money is earned and what you're willing to do to earn money, okay? Everyone has to make a living their own ways, but I do feel, you know, whatever job that you decide to do, no one should judge another person based on, you know, their occupation, the line of work that they do. Everyone has to work to survive their own ways. What I mean in this situation is, it could be like taking a job, you know, being solicited for a promotion when you know it might be at the expense of somebody who really needs the job. So it's something like that, and you're going to have to decide whatever you decide to do, you're going to make the right decision. So I do feel that, you know, for the last month, a lot of you have been put in very precarious situations and you got out unscathed. You came out on top and you're in a very good place right now, and you're strong and you're still true to yourself. So whatever you decide to do, this is a no-brainer. So you're going to be okay, all right? Just take care of yourself, take care of your health, get enough sleep. Get enough sleep is very important. And I will see you next week. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful, wonderful August.